Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 27th of August, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the excellent GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFSB2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. Gets us towards the middle of September, and I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first video say was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've also released the weekend forecast and the EC42 day for UK and Ireland. Please check out all of today's videos content. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everyone. We've got around 75 subscribers to get ourselves to 18.7k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, that'd be absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Right, let's crack on with your 10 to 14 day event. We're going to start off in the Atlantic. So we've got Hurricane Ernesto just here, more or less, over the top of Bermuda, giving maximum sustained winds of 85 miles per hour, Category 1 hurricane with a minimum central pressure of 974 millibars. And Ernesto is moving north-northeast, was at 9 miles per hour. Clicking on Ernesto and going here, we can see that this is, I say, more or less over top of Bermuda as we speak, giving a real battering there. We'll carry on moving northwards. By the beginning of next week, or early next week, we'll go post-tropical storm, moving out into the cooler waters of the North Atlantic, where it will get absorbed by another area of low pressure close to Greenland, and we might end up with some wet and windy weather later next week here in the UK and Ireland, with partial remains of Ernesto caught up in that anyway. And then that will be the end of Hurricane Ernesto. There's no other disturbance areas within the tropical or subtropical Atlantic at the moment, so we should wait and see when our next disturbance, interest area starts to develop. And of course, we will keep you updated in the coming days, weeks, and months. Well, coming back home, central temperature has now ticked down to 18 degrees. We're sitting at 18.0. 2.3 degrees above 61 to 99 average. That is provisional to yesterday, to the 16th of August. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. On Coventry today, the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Coventry. Holding pretty close to average at the moment, a little bit below maybe. Early next week, we'll go a little bit above, but it'll be associated with an area of low pressure. Then ticking back down again around the middle part of next week before lifting back up again. It looks very zonal, doesn't it? Very up and down with warmer and cooler sectors alternating with one another. Maybe going more generally cooler though as we get through into the final week of August time anyway. But even then, there's still quite a bit of up and down going on. There's no sign of anything particularly exciting either way happening with the temperatures, I have to say. But there are a few hot outliers appearing here right at the very end of August, but not that many of them. It's extended range in any case. So just, keeping quite close to long-term averages, really. Precipitation-wise, going to be a lot of dry weather for the next 2 or 3 days, but there will be some wet weather coming through Monday through Tuesday. Then these precipitation spikes just here towards the end of next week, they're quite interesting, associated with this tick up in the upper air temperatures, and that of course is associated with the remains of Hurricane Ernesto getting caught up in that low pressure south of Greenland. Might bring some wet and windy weather. Beyond that, into the end of August, beginning of September, there are some rainfall spikes, but that's very extended range and is therefore unreliable. Temperature anomalies from the 17th, 25th of August coming out close to average, really. Not a particularly big deviation either way. A little bit below in the north, a little bit above in the south. I say not a particularly big deviation either way. And precipitation anomalies from the 17th, 25th of August. Wetter than average in the west and northwest. Drier than average in the south and in the eastern part of the country. Latest weather map from earthnullschool.net shows that we're bringing a flat westerly flow today with high pressure to the south around the Azores and low pressure to the north around Iceland and Greenland. And as I say, that brings in a flat westerly flow and most westerlies will continue through the remainder of the weekend, with showers in the north and mostly dry weather down in the south. That takes us very nicely through to chart data. So this our latest UK Met Euro is looking midnight on Tuesday. Area of low pressure punching through across the country. That will bring outbreaks of rain from west to east through Monday into Tuesday. Then we go into back into westerly flow for Wednesday, and then we've got the remains of Ernesto getting caught up with this area of low pressure just here. So that's the remains of Ernesto just there, actually, that development. The main low, of course, is up towards Greens and Iceland, so they're kind of amalgamating midnight on Thursday. That will pump some quite warm air up into the southern part of the country, I think. And the humidity will increase as well later next week. But generally just brings outbreaks of rain into the north and the west, and maybe a little bit of rain getting through to the southeast during the latter stages of next week. As far as we get to with the UK Met Euro run, it gets us to next Saturday, beginning of the bank holiday weekend. We've got some sort of weather system still probably containing some of the remains of Ernesto. Looks like it's pepping up in the southeast and maybe giving some quite wet weather as we start the bank holiday weekend. Kind of firm up on that. This is our icon. Is looking again, bring that weather system across the country on Tuesday, Monday through Tuesday. Lower into flat westerlies on Wednesday. Do the Thursday and Friday, but remains of Ernesto out to the west of the northwest of Scotland, bringing some wet weather into the north, probably not too much rain down in the south. We go into next weekend. Well, actually turns quite windy up in the north, quite tight back ice bars to the north of Scotland, could bring some gales. Again, that does contain some of the remains of Ernesto anyway, so Scotland might get some strong winds out of that. That low pressure moves off towards Scandinavia, and we go into sort of west-northwesterly flow, which will bring further showers through to next Saturday. That's what I get to with Icon. Looks rather changeable, doesn't it? Approaching the bank holiday weekend. This is how the KMA run is looking. So all much of a muchness ready through the course of the coming week. We get through to the end of next week. This low is the one that's containing the remains of the Hurricane Ernesto. Could bring some quite windy weather up to the north. You can see some very tight-backed ice bars. That could bring some gale force winds to the northern half of the country. Pretty breezy down in the south too. Some heavy rain in the north as well with that. Probably not too much though down in the south. And then beyond that into the last stages of the August. Well, we're back into the high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north scenario. High pressure increasingly strengthening across England and Wales. Probably pulls up some quite warm air from the south. Meanwhile, out to the northwest, so it's a little bit more showery. What about GFS? So this is the midnight run. Yeah, we've got that flat westerly flow on Wednesday. Mostly Thursday and Friday, but remains of Ernesto getting caught up with this low between Scotland and Iceland. Could bring some wet windy weather into the north, maybe a little bit of rain down in the south. Through the bank holiday weekend, north-south split. The south should be mostly dry, quite warm. The north looking a little bit cooler and more showery. Beyond to day 10, beyond day 10, a ridge building up from the southwest. Again, quite a bit of dry and warm weather with that. And then we're back into those westerly winds again through the final days of August. Mostly dry in the south with this ridge. Mostly dry and quite warm there. A little bit more showery and cooler further north. That's as far as we get to. With the GFS midnight run, high pressure generally centred over and to the west of the country. Winds coming in from like a northwesterly direction. So a little bit showery and a little bit cool there by the 2nd of September. The 6th in comparison, again, with those flat west winds on Wednesday. Then we're into those wet windy conditions through Thursday and Friday. Again, emphasising this does contain the remains of Ernesto, so this is the impact from Ernesto, really. Brings some wind and rain, especially so into the north. Probably quite humid air down in the south. Next weekend, we're into a back into westerly flow. Bank holiday Monday, and opposite said bank holiday Monday does look a little bit more changeable compared to, like, most of the model output. This is Monday, 26th of August. So then we've got another low coming in. So still to be determined what's happening for bank holiday. It might actually turn a bit more unsettled than we're anticipating. Then beyond that, a ridge building up from the southwest brings quite a bit of dry weather in with it before we go back into those west-southwest winds. Mostly dry, warm in the south, a little bit more changeable up in the north, and so on and on it goes, really up to the end of the GFS 6 then, gets the 2nd of September, still looking a bit changeable. The most unsettled weather is in the north, but even in the south, there's probably going to be some rain at times. With winds going into southerly direction, it looks pretty warm, especially so in the south, but as we start September. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure everyone for doing that. Drop a comment. Let's know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. And we thank you so much, everyone, for doing about, I'd say, 75 subscribers will get us to 18.7k. So if you could give us a sub, that would be absolutely amazing and incredible. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, GM, again, low pressure pushing weather system across the country, ready for Tuesday with outbreaks of rain, mainly into flat westerly flow through Wednesday. Most dry south, showers in the north through Thursday and Friday. This low is the one that's containing the remains of Hurricane Ernesto, bringing some rain in the north, probably mostly dry down in the south, and pretty warm and humid in the southeast corner as well. By the time you get through Bank Holiday weekend, we're into flat westerly flow, with showers in the north, mostly dry weather in the south, and then heading up toward day 10. So again, just keep north-south split going, really mostly dry down in the south, always more changeable up in the north. That gets 27th of August, which is day 10. And then finally, the ECM, once more pushing weather system across the country on Tuesday. It takes outbreaks of rain with it. Flat westerly flow through Wednesday with showers in the north through Thursday and Friday, where a system coming across the country containing the remains of Hurricane Ernesto. Probably quite warm and humid in the south, wet windy in the north. That gets through to the Bank Holiday weekend. Got a deep low to west of Scotland. Then could bring some gale force winds into west of Scotland with outbreaks of rain, perhaps even in the southeast corner. Through the rest of the Bank Holiday weekend, we're into a showery westerly flow, mostly dry in the south, probably showers up in the north. And then by day 10, the next low bearing down on us by 27th of August, bringing more rain back into the north. Quite a changeable pattern, isn't it, as we go through the next 10 days or so. Visible precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from TibetShow.com. Lots of dry weather to come over weekend. Early next week, showery rain pushing across the country from Monday through Tuesday, followed by showers into the west and the northwest. The middle of next week, bringing mostly dry weather into the south, but there is quite a bit of rain piling into the north. Again, that is associated with the remains of Ernesto. Later next week, that showery rain then starts spreading southwards and eastwards, and then we go into the Bank Holiday weekend, bringing more rain across the country on Saturday, followed by showers Sunday, Bank Holiday Monday. By day 10, the next batch of rain moving in from the west. So it's been a very dry run down in the south and in the southeast over the past several weeks, actually, particularly from about the middle of July to middle of August. The last 4 weeks, barely any rain has fallen actually across large areas of southern and eastern Britain. It does look as though the next 10 days might be starting to turn more changeable, and we might be seeing some rain even getting down into the south and the southeast actually. So maybe some welcome rain on the way. Meantime, the options on the table within the ECM ensembles for day 10. The Icelandic Met Office gets us to the 27th of August. 16 members of the ECM ensembles have low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south, and we're bringing in a westerly flow. We've got 11 members of the ECM ensembles, again, low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and bringing in the winds from the west. Driest in the south, most of the south in the north. We've got 10 with quite deep low pressure sinking in from the north, bringing quite unsettled weather with it. We've got 7 with low pressure to the east, and that brings down a rather cool northwesterly flow. And then we've got another 7 with a ridge building from the east. Most of those options look quite changeable, especially for the north, but maybe even a little bit down in the south as well. And then in 2 weeks' time, well, this looks like a bit of a change, though. This gets us to the 1st of September. So 20 members of the ECM ensembles, including the control of the operation run, having some sort of shallow trough, actually, across the country. So that probably keeps things a little bit on the shallow side. However, we've got 16 with a big area of high pressure developing over and to the north of the country. Winds will be in from the east, so that will be dry and potentially warm or very warm. And then we've got 15 with a large ridge covering the west of Europe. And again, that will bring a lot of dry and warm weather with it. So if you put the 16 together with the 15, you're getting to about 30 ECM ensemble members, so a majority, quite a significant majority actually, that's going for high pressure to be in the ascendancy by the start of September. And that is typical, as we say, for the beginning of September. The first week, 10 days of September tends to be the most reliable time of the summer, although it's actually been judged autumn, but if you're looking at astronomical summer, it is still summer, and it tends to be the most reliable period, that first week, 10 days of September for high pressure, and we see that there playing out within the ECM ensemble. Not guaranteed, but it is, you know, a strong, quite a strong majority there going for high pressure takeover by the beginning of September, so we'll see about that. CFSV2 finally meets a 500 millibar height and noise broken down to week periods. The first week period takes from 17th to 23rd of August. Next week has low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south. Winds coming in from a westerly direction, most unsettled to the north, dries to the south. Week 2 is the 24th to the 30th of August. Again, low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south. Winds remain from that westerly direction. Again, week 3 will be the 31st of August, 6th of September. Low pressure in Iceland and Norway, high pressure pulled out into the Atlantic. Winds kind of more west or northwesterly, so cooler and a little bit more unsettled as well. And then, so no high pressure through the first week of September, suffice to say. And then week 4 will be the 7th to 13th of August, high pressure then to our southwest, low pressure to our northeast. That probably brings some drier weather, especially to the south, but could be a bit on the cool side with winds in from a west or a northwesterly direction. On the face of it, doesn't look like there's a September heat wave coming on there within the CFS for the first half of September. Of course, you can't get day-to-day deviations, so those are weekly anomalies. There might be a couple of days to produce some quite hot weather, but overall, that does look like a rather cooler first half of September than we've had for a few years, maybe. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure everyone's board doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. So I just tell something on the channel tomorrow at 6 AM UK weather forecast. Got the 9th and final update for autumn 2024. Yes, we've reached the end, or virtually reached the end of our autumn updates. Autumn forecast is next week on the 25th of August. So one more update to do this Sunday, and then that's that, and we're going to be live, well, I think we're going to be live at 6 PM on Sunday. I was going to caveat it, but the voice is virtually back to normal, so I think we're going to be good to go for our live stream at 6 PM on Sunday. And we, you know, do 10 to 14 there. We will include some long range in that as well. It's a Sunday live stream, so we've got to do some long range, and so look at CFS and probably the Copernicus suite of models, I think, for that one. Okay, well, you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and for this one though, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.